What's going on, people? It's your boy Bread. Hova's in the Matrix. He may or may not show up. Let's hope he takes the red pill instead of the blue. When he take the blue pill, he ain't gonna make it. Oh, so look, welcome to the Bread and Hova Show. We are here every Wednesday night from 9:05 p.m. until 10ish p.m. every Wednesday night. We are a show that is based in Atlanta, Georgia. Talk about sports primarily in the state of Georgia. But wherever you are from, feel free to join the Bread and Hova Show and be part of what we're doing. If not, we have a YouTube channel. You can go ahead and type in Bread and Hova Show, and all of our shows and past shows are there also. So we got an action-packed show for you tonight. And let me get this audio. So I got to run the boards and everything. So all the fancy people got crews and stuff. I gotta run the boards and everything when Hova's not here. So thanks for joining the show. I need to give some quick shout outs. Quick shout out to Dirty Bird Nation Facebook group. Everybody's excited at Dirty Bird Nation about the draft. So, everybody, we're going to talk about it tonight. We're going to get into it. So, shout out also to NFC South fans. That's pretty much a Facebook group to where just, those, if you're first time listening, to where it's about the NFC South, the Falcons, the Bucks, the Aints, and everybody gets together and have a good time. It's all in good fun, but we are rival teams or rival by default. The only real rival in the NFC South is the Aints and the Falcons. But, when we got nothing else to do, we pick on the Panthers and that other team down there in Florida. So shout out to them. Everybody is at a fever pitch because the draft is tomorrow. Shout out to Falcons 1st and 10. Definitely a shout out to the Enhanced Sports Show with Lou. And so Lou will be joining us hopefully momentarily. Shout out to the Morris Brown College Sticking Sensation drum line. Right now it's the alumni drum line, but stay tuned, guys. The band is not too far behind. So stay tuned. And shout out to the Atlanta Old School Drummers. Had a gig this past weekend. Shout out to Douglasville Police Department. Had a little barbecue and a little community celebration last week. So shout out to those guys. And we always have a good time with them. So on tonight's show, we're basically going to be talking about the Braves. Braves have been having a pretty good season, regardless of what happens tonight. We are happy because this time last week we were having a real tough time getting our season started off the right way in the first 20 games of the season. So shout out to the Braves. We're up 8-6 on the Nationals. They're a little tough team. We're playing them on the road, so hopefully we pull that out soon. Get some good news out of DC. I remember when DC, all their fans, most of their fans were Baltimore fans. And so until the Expos came down at the DC, then everybody of all the fans were Baltimore Oriole fans. And so you have many generations that grew up Cal Ripken fans and just fans of the Baltimore Orioles before they got their own team. I put all their laundry out there, but I know I was up there. So I was up there with all of that. Everybody, man, I got to travel from DC. How I'm going to make a 3:00 game? And I got to travel from work. I'm just not, they do half a day, or I'm just not coming to it. It's just 45 minutes. It's a 45-minute drive. But let's just say you just take an hour door to door to just find somewhere to park or whatever. Camden Yards, one of the best baseball parks I've ever been to. But there are a lot of good ballparks in the league. But yeah, I just wanted to put that. How do we get off talking about that? get off on tangent when Hova's not here. So we're gonna talk about the Braves. Oh, we're talking about because they're playing Washington tonight. That's what's going on. We're gonna do a review of WrestleMania 42 that was in Vegas. Mixed reviews about that because it was a 2-night, well, technically a 3-night event. But we're gonna talk about that real briefly. Talk about the hot Hawks. One game makes us hot in the playoffs. So we're going to talk about that series against the New York Knicks. New York is up in arms about that game. NFL draft Thursday. NFL draft is tomorrow. We're going to talk about the top 5 Falcon priorities in terms of, and I actually did a mock draft. So with that mock draft, I'm going to talk about that a little bit. And if we have a little time, we're gonna catch up. We're gonna talk about where we are in terms of the Eastern Conference playoffs, and update that right there. I think we have a little time at the end of the show. So again, welcome to the Bread and Hova show. Hova is in the Matrix. You got me. Maybe Steve will show up tonight, but we'll see. But right now, you got me, and we'll have Lou coming on later on from the Enhanced Sports Show. So let's talk about around the room real quick. Look, from the Braves, this is what we know. We're happy with what we have. Before the game yesterday, the Braves have won 6 straight. So before that, Nats lost last night. Six games. It's been a while with the streak with the Braves, and I know it's early, but you want to start off as strong as you can in a long season. So Braves have won 6 out of 7. 5-game division lead. That's the largest in the MLB, or tied for the largest lead in the divisions. 16 wins. Hopefully 17 wins. One of the most in Major League Baseball so far. 69 runs allowed. 62 differential mark, first in the MLB. And the Braves are pretty much top 2 in almost every team statistical category. And the Braves are, I think, 7-8. Oh, yeah. Let me back up a little bit. And so the Braves so far have won every series. I think the Braves is the only team in Major League Baseball that has won every series so far. A long way to go. A lot of series to go. Long way to go. But this team has won every series in the season so far. So let's keep it up, Bravos. Let's get those Nats taken care of tonight. So and with all of this, and with the Braves are currently, what's the Braves record? The Braves are 16-8. Very, very good. I think the Braves have the only winning record in the National League East. But I will say that with that good record, there's still about 7 to 8 key players that are on injured reserve for the Braves that are still that on IL. And so we have, Spencer Strider, a couple of other players. We have Kim, shortstop. We have a lot of key players, key pitchers that's important and integral to our lineup that got hurt in spring training. That we don't even have our best team. So we're very excited about the Braves. We know it's still early. Only 24, 25 games in, roughly. Only 25 games in. Still very, very early. But we're happy with the team. We're happy with who we have. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention, these guys are good. Pitching has been holding up. There was a real big question about the Braves, if the pitching will hold up or not. But so far, it has. I almost forgot about Sean Murphy. He's still injured, along with Spencer Strider, Raziel Iglesias, and we know about Hae-Sung Kim. But he's expected back roughly next month. He should be back in about 3 weeks. Iglesias should be back next week. And we're hoping that Spencer Strider's been pitching with the minors, so we expect him back actually like May 1st. And so we have a pretty deep lineup, I would say. We're very excited about what we have. Ronald Acuna's been okay, not stellar, but he's just been okay. And but you know, he can turn it on anytime. So it's not a real big, you know, it's not a real big concern about where he is having a slow start. But we are happy about that. Let me see. I was trying to get to. I'll talk about the Braves. We got a whole season with the Braves and talking about where we are. But look, I think that Drake Baldwin has done just a great job at designated hitter role. Matt Olson is steady, but not where we really want him to be. But he's there. Austin Riley's kind of making a comeback, slowly but surely. Ozzy Albies is steady. And Michael Harris II has just really been raking it. So we're happy about him. And Mauricio Dubon. Dubon is just he's just been great for us. So we're really happy about him. So we're happy what we have here in Atlanta so far. We're definitely talking about the Braves as we move forward. We know it's very, very early, but we don't take these wins for granted here in Atlanta. So we're happy for our Bravos. Real quick overview of WrestleMania 42. WrestleMania 42, 2 nights. We talked about it last week. I won't go over all the matches. I think I only got one wrong, but that's just on because it's kind of what I wanted. But I think in terms of who won and who lost, it was pretty predictable. I don't know if it's because of the direction that WWE is going in now to why it's predictable, or maybe I've just been watching wrestling for too long in terms of why I can just kind of predict kind of what's going to happen. Not necessarily how, but really what's going to happen, who's going to win, kind of sort of why in some instances. So undisputed WWE Championship, which was Cody Rhodes, who had the belt going against Randy Orton. Of course, Cody Rhodes wins that. It was pretty funny because Pat McAfee came down and tried to interfere, and it didn't work. And Randy Orton got upset and just, put an RKO on him. And then Cody Rhodes turns around and puts the crossroads on him, and end of story, which you thought that was the end. He won the match. But Randy Orton, that wasn't good enough for him. So he kept the match going, and he attacked Cody Rhodes. And sometimes in wrestling, the script, just the script, as people would say. But Cody Rhodes was on his hands and knees, and Randy Orton came around and kicked him in the head. So, I mean, I know these guys want to be as real as possible without getting seriously hurt. That's kind of the goal, put on a good performance. But, these guys, for the most part, 95%, all of them have to work together. You don't want stuff to get out of hand. You want to work together so you don't get injured and make your money. Well, what happened was Cody Rhodes got seriously injured again. So that kick in the head busted his eye socket. It looked real bad. So Cody looked a little out of it. Probably had a concussion leaving the match. It didn't look good. And if you could see, I saw some video I think between the cameras rolling the commercials or whatever, Randy Orton checked on him. And so he checked on him and tried to, a lot of times they don't like to get out of character. But like you said, these guys are friends. They've been knowing each other for years. Both Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, second, third generation wrestlers. So they know each other. They grew up together like brothers. So it didn't look good, but Cody Rhodes wins that. He keeps the belt. Not really surprised by that. Heavyweight championship match between CM Punk, Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns wins that one. Not a real big surprise to me about that. WWE loves Roman Reigns. They've had very high, whenever he has the belt, the ratings are high. So, the OTC. Women's championship match, Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley. Now, I got this one wrong, but I should have gotten it right. Jade Cargill, a newcomer, comes from NXT. So she was the reigning champion, the incumbent champion. Rhea Ripley comes and she wins the match. But it was really the best Jade Cargill has wrestled in her entire WWE career. So that was excellent news there with Jade Cargill and Ripley. Although I don't know. I mean, Cargill is she gets better in every match. She looks like a champion. She fights like a champion. She is a big person, lean muscle, kind of similar to Rhea Ripley, similar but bigger. When Rhea first started in the business, Rhea Ripley had the big shoulders and everything, but she's gotten real lean, and she said she's got real lean so she can stay healthy because she has to fight every other day, every week, and has to perform. And so it's her body works better when it's leaner, which I understand. Most people's body do. So that's what that is. I can talk about it later on with some wrestling folks in terms of I thought there was a little mishandlement of Jade's career early on. She's a heel. I just think that I just think there was just too many folks in the what do you want to call it in the tag team era of it section, and she didn't get enough things going on there to kind of it has to be a slow brew, and I think she kind of moved her a little bit too fast through the ranks to where they didn't give her enough time to brew. But at any rate, she's around. She's well spoken outside the ring. She's gonna have a long career. I just hope she stays here. And by the looks of it, maybe. I think people were really impressed by her last match. So, and that's what I just think that. And I'm moving on. I just think the only thing about Jade is she needs to improve her mic skills. If she proves her mic skills, and that comes with experience, she'll be the total package. As far as the next generation. Women's World Championship match, Stephanie Bakir and Liv Morgan. Obviously, Liv was going to win that one. No big surprises right there, but the surprise is like it's just really thin. So who's going to go up against Liv? I think Perez is going to, in her own camp, is going to turn on her. That's just my thought. I think that's what it should happen because I don't think there's a real balance of heels and faces or whoever. So Liv wins that one, the United States Championship match. Sami Zayn's current champion versus Trick Willie with the lemon pepper steppers. So Trick Williams wins that. He wins his first title as a WWE rostered newcomer. Hasn't been there long, but I mean, you know the trajectory. I mean, Trick Williams is this guy used to play ball for South Carolina Gamecocks really not too long ago. Still kind of relatively a young guy. Great shape, great mic skills. Mic skills would take you a long way. Your in-ring skills can be okay. They have to be good, but the mic skills will add longevity. I haven't heard mic skills this good since The Rock. Ric Flair. I mean, he is that good. So if you ever get a chance, go to YouTube, check out Trick Williams, and you understand what whoop that trick is all about. All right. So good win for Trick, and we'll see what happens with him next. The big match, the big one. You would think any of those were the biggest one. The big one was Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. Obafemi's another newcomer from NXT. Big guy, used to be world-class shot put shot put athlete from Alabama, I think. And so a lot of momentum. Everybody liked him. But I mean, it's the thing now. He is the thing in WWE. So perfect matchup. They fought on Sunday. First match to lead off. It really wasn't long at all against Brock Lesnar. Everybody knows Brock Lesnar, also a professional MMA fighter. They went back and forth between WWE and MMA. And so, I mean, Brock's like 50, got kids like 20 about to wrestle. So, Brock, it's about time to kind of hang it up. You know what I mean? It's time. When it's time, it's time. So I shout out to Brock Lesnar. He's never really been one of my favorites, but shout out to him and putting over. If those in the wrestling business know what, putting this guy over Femi. He did an excellent job, excellent match. And what happened, the shocker was not only did Obafemi win against Brock Lesnar as being the next big guy, he also, Brock Lesnar also retired. And nobody saw that coming. I mean, Triple H, nobody saw that coming. There were no rumors or nothing. And he just retired like on the spot, left his gloves and shoes in the ring, everybody crying and stuff, and he just walked out. Word on the street, I'm hearing now that WWE is like trying to sue Brock. It's like, look, you got to give us a heads up. You just can't leave. You got a contract. Blah, 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 blah. So I don't know. Brock's kind of like, when he's gone, he's like, whatever you got to do, you got to do. When he's done, he's done. So we'll see how that turns out with wrestling. Look, guys, let's talk about these Hawks. I'm going to talk about basketball later on, but before I get to this draft discussion, I got to talk about these Hawks versus the Knicks. There have been 2 games so far. Game 3 tomorrow is an A. Series is tied 1-1. So, break it down. Basically, game 1 was the Jalen Brunson show. Okay, we give it to him. Game 2 was the CJ McCollum show. Heroics, rather. Hawks were down in game 2, like double digits, 12, 14 points. Everybody in the guards going crazy. Look, guys, this is over with. These Hawks not going to do anything. Let's just move on. Where's the party? What are we doing after the game? Let's just leave the game early. The Knicks is just, this game. Who we got next? We about to sweep the Hawks. Who we got next? That's what's talking in Atlanta. Next thing, McCollum and some guy with a ponytail got into it with Knicks. And it was on and popping. CJ McCollum was not having it. He's like, I don't know what y'all about to do, but I'm about to ball. Y'all can either ball with me or sit on the bench. And so these guys wanted to ball with him, and he changed the whole complexion of that fourth quarter. Hawks never really out of game. Everybody knows that now. Look, you got Mike Brown as a coach. We had Mike Brown in Atlanta, so we know Mike Brown very well. So it's basically you got Atlanta's hand-me-downs in terms of coaches. Sorry. But the guy in terms of coaching, I haven't always been the biggest fan of Quinn Snyder in Atlanta. But Quinn Snyder can coach. If he's got the right players and the right setup, you give him the best resources, he can coach. All right? He's a pretty decent coach. Mike Brown is a good assistant coach. He's good. You give him an assignment, defense, or whatever he's supposed to be doing, practice guys, some kind of strategy. Mike Brown is limited. Okay. We all knew this. Okay. And so, I mean, Tibbs is gone. Now you got Mike Brown, which was really not an upgrade. He's been in Cleveland, but I mean, you had LeBron. How hard could that be? Anybody can coach that team with LeBron on it. All right, you go to, well, I think you went to Golden State. How hard could it be to be on the bench for that team? I mean, so Mike Brown's been all over the league. He's got experience as a coach, but as a head coach, kind of get it done. If you're talking about trying to get to a championship with Mike Brown, good luck with that. So there was some questionable calls from Mike Brown, but look, I just put it this way. A lot of people like, well, Atlanta, lucked up and won. No. Atlanta took the game. They took the game. They won the game. They took it. And you can't, because look, Atlanta still could have lost that game. I mean, New York still kind of hitting some shots down the stretch. Brunson hit some key shots down there. CJ McCollum missed 2 key free throws that could have iced the game, and it went down there, and the guy blew the bucket at the end. And hey, look, I mean, it's about strategy. I mean, you got to use your big men. You got to use them wisely. Next thing you know, Atlanta's off and running. They off to the races. That's what they want to do. They want to play defense and have transition offense to score quick buckets. And in the waning minutes of the game, that's exactly what happened. So Atlanta did exactly what they wanted to do. They kept it basically close through most of the game. And before it got too much out of hand, they played defense, and let's see what happens. So, look, game 3 is in the State Farm Arena tomorrow night. Everybody's going to be geared up to it, geared up for this game. Atlanta is at a fever pitch. So we're going to be excited about the game tomorrow. Nobody's watching the draft tomorrow because we don't have a first-round draft. So Atlanta don't pick until Friday. So we got time on our hands to watch these Hawks tomorrow to see what's happening. So it's going to be huge. It's going to be big. All the stars are going to be out. All the music, all the entertainers, all the who's going to be out at the game tomorrow. It's going to be big. Now, Atlanta is a transit city. Everybody is here, from LA, New Orleans, Detroit, Chicago, New York, Boston, Florida. People from everywhere is in Atlanta. So it's a different kind of city. In New York, yeah, you got some transits in New York, but ain't a whole lot of people from Macon, Georgia, if any. So, but you got everybody from every part of New York that's in Atlanta. All of that is just to say no surprise that they're going to be at the game tomorrow. Whoever we play, there's going to be a corner of folks that's going to be there that's not from here. That's going to be there to enjoy the game. And so that's the thing about Atlanta, is that everybody can enjoy the game because we have so many transits here. You're gonna have some of those people, but they'll be real quiet if we win. So when we win, and everybody be real quiet. So this is what we're gonna do, guys. Okay, I'm good on time. We're good on time. We're gonna talk about the draft. Draft is tomorrow. I'm gonna bring Lou on. It's just a sec. Add him to the stage so we can talk about the draft. And his team, kind of what they think, and some of the needs that they think that they're expecting for their team. If we have a little time to go into some more basketball talk, we will. And let me try to bring Lou on. I'm by myself, so I'm gonna make sure I can press the right buttons. Lou,
I'm here, Cedric.
How you doing, Lou?
All right. I wasn't surprised by that last performance. I mean, they always find a way to beat us in the playoffs and regular season anyway, so it was bound to happen. They were going to, get us at some point in this round. So I wasn't surprised at all.
Yeah. So because because a lot of folks, I go to some of the Facebook groups and some of the social media just to kind of check the temperature on people and just to kind of see where fans are on this game. A lot of people saying it's going to be 6 games. It's funny because Lou, at the end of the game, everybody in the Garden was like, Knicks in 5. Knicks in 5. So
overconfident for sure.
Overconfident. Yeah. Look, man, I'm expecting a 7-game series. I don't know who wins.
I'm saying 6.
All right, maybe 6, but I'm expecting a 7-game series, maybe 6. But
all right.
But look, I will say this about the Hawks. The Hawks, we were in 10th spot. Before Trae Young got traded, Trae Young was injured. He was injured. He really didn't play a whole lot. But then we bring on Porzingis. Porzingis played a little bit, but not a lot.
Porzingis is so accident prone. Forget it.
Yeah, right. So he had some kind of a condition that who knows. And we could never get
Here's
Porzingis.
something for you. If you would
We
have
could,
put Porzingis and Carlos standing together in the same group, oh boy, that'd be hell.
I mean,
The most injured, prone
yes,
players in all sports together. Yeah,
yes.
talk about Leash of Doom.
Oh man, but
Yeah,
I'm glad that we were able to move him, and so as a result, you get Kaminga in here, and so with Kaminga coming off the bench, and he still
Jonathan
doesn't.
Kaminga.
With yeah, yes,
Okay,
yes,
yeah,
yes, and so and he hasn't quite gotten the Hawks system down or knows his role in it yet, and so it's kind of a half and half thing. He's learning as he goes, but in the meantime,
Mhm.
Quinn Snyder's just kind of like, all right, just open, keeps it simple for him. And so that he wants him loose, keep him simple. And that way you don't have a lot of defense for stuff like that. You just kind of got to go
Yeah,
play basketball. And so we're happy about that. So, with all the setbacks, nobody in Atlanta thought we even be in the playoffs. We thought we'd be in the play in, had to fight to
yeah.
stay into a play in, and you
Well, how
trade
about
Trey
that
Young.
playing the Hornets last week? Man, oh man!
Yeah, yeah, gotta go, gotta go. But
Wow.
but yeah, man, it's something else, man. The Hornets out of there. So I mean, and going back to it, I still don't like the refs not making that call with ball
No,
and that play on Bam Adebayo. I'm still sick about that one, but I
that
mean,
that was that was a cheap shot. That was a cheap
it's
one.
a cheap shot, man. But they're gone, and we're moving on. So real
Yeah,
quick, Lou, the draft is tomorrow. You looking forward to
I am, but I won't get my hopes up too high on who the Jets get because every time we get somebody, it usually bombs out.
it? Yeah. So let me start with I'm gonna name just real simple. We only
Yeah.
got 5 picks, but for the Jets, what are the like 3 major areas that you're looking for your team to draft tomorrow night?
Definitely need a running back.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they need a safety,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to fire. We need to fire everybody in the concession stand. No, no. Let's see. Well, I said a running back, a safety. I would forget about a quarterback for now because we're so overhyped with quarterbacks. I don't think it's gonna make a difference. So maybe like a fullback.
Yep. But a lot of folks don't use fullbacks like they used to.
Yeah,
But it all
because we like
depends on this.
because we like everything anyway.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, thanks.
So it all depends. But I, we only have 5 picks
And a guard
tomorrow.
too. I think we need a
Yeah,
guard.
guard, got it. And I feel you on that, Lou. I mean, get the situation, get it straight. What do you guys pick tomorrow?
Uh, we're picked. I think we're somewhere in the top five, even though we should be lower.
No.
Because we're gonna get, we're gonna suck anyway.
Oh my goodness. I mean, but at least you got at least like 7 picks, right? And
Yeah,
so you got at least 7 picks. And I think you have let me see. I think you let's see. Yeah, you guys are like number 2 pick. Number
yeah.
one, yeah, number one,
But
number
we've
one.
been in that situation. But we've been number two before, and what good did it do? Nothing.
Yeah, yeah, it's not where you pick, but how well you pick. So you're not gonna get Mendoza,
Right.
but you got Reese, a linebacker out of Ohio State, but you guys got a pretty decent defense though.
Yeah.
I would get Jeremiah Love out of Notre
Yeah.
Dame. I think that would be a
Yeah.
great pick. Jeremiah Love to go to New
He could
York, man.
be. He could be.
So I would look for that pick for you guys, man. So real quick, man. For the Falcons, Lou, our 5 needs for the Falcons is defensive tackle,
Yes.
big time. We're one of the worst
Is that true?
teams. Is stopping the run. We're good on the pass with Watts and Bates and all, but against the run, we're a little soft. If the team is like so many teams have gone fourth and short on us, it's ridiculous. So we got to shore that up. The number, I think we need a center. I think Nigel, I think he's too small as a center.
Yeah.
So
I
I
think he
think
is too.
yeah, I think he's too small. He's got he's he's a small guy. We got to move on. We need some size there. I think
Yes.
we could really use a linebacker, somebody to help and to go ahead and just got some movement. That's got some swivel hips and some speed. We could really use that in the front seven.
Right.
With Caleb McGarry is our right tackle, who has retired. He says, "Hey guys, I'm done." Like
What good is he
what?
gonna do with that?
Right? Like what?
He's
God,
retired. What good is he gonna be?
right. So now we're looking at we got a right tackle that came in out of Kansas City, and we should be okay at that point. But it still wouldn't hurt to get a tackle who can play probably both sides. You would need him to
Right.
start at right tackle or somebody that can come in at left tackle if Matthews uh, gets hurt. He's been there for a while. And maybe our last pick, maybe a cornerback or a wide receiver to add depth. And so I think for the Falcons, um, I think for the first two picks, maybe those are guys that hopefully that can start for you. The first two
Yes.
picks, maybe the third pick, but from the third pick on to the fifth pick, those are guys you look for depth, and also guys that you look for maybe special teams. We have one of the worst special teams in the league too, Luke. So you got to think about those things of having the right kind of guys that can play special teams for you to handle the details, flip the field if need be, stop other guys from flipping the field on you. That's the skill. Everybody say, "Well, special teams just
Yeah.
special teams," but I mean, it's a skill. So look, real
Yes.
quick, Lou. What I've done, I've put on the Bread and Hova uh, Facebook web page,
Yeah.
Facebook page, group
Yeah.
page. I did 3 mock drafts. All right, I don't do a whole lot. I don't do like 200.
Three.
I only did 3. I did 3. That's it. Done.
Wow.
I did 3. So I made an A minus on 2 out of 3 and a B on another. And so this is what I did, Lou. And everybody can take a look at it. But for the most part, I'll just talk about the best one I did. Um, and so I got Lee Hunter for our first pick, second round. He's a defensive tackle out of Texas Tech. Texas Tech had a very good defense last year, one of the best in the nation. So anybody you get off of that defense would be really good. So I like Lee Hunter. That was the guy that was available. But I would definitely like, if Chris Miller or if anybody's available, I'll definitely take them too. In our next pick, I think in the third round, I got center, which was Connor Lew, which is from Auburn. We played Auburn. Georgia played Auburn, and they really have a center in Connor Lew that can actually start today. And I'm looking for starters. I need a center. He's a big 300 and something odd pounder. He's bigger than what we have. He's still
Yeah.
growing. So I would love to have this guy out of the SEC. My third pick for the Falcons would be an offensive tackle out of Ole Miss, Diego Pounds.
Mm-hmm.
He can start today. So I'm talking about these guys, but he'll be a depth position, and we can hold him and see what happens. And so I think in terms of offensive line, coming out of Ole Miss, which had a very good offensive line, would be a great pick. My last pick would be seventh round would be, if he's available, Harrison Wallace, the third, which is another Ole Miss player, which is a wide receiver. Ole Miss was full of wide receivers. He would be great on special teams or add some depth to our wide receiver room. We need some speed. He's the kind of receiver that kind of go long and kind of can really stretch the field. So a couple of other guys I looked at was uh, an edge, LT Overton. I don't think he's going to be there for us. Out of Alabama, he's
No.
okay. Josiah Trotter, linebacker out of Missouri, he's pretty good, but he's going to be gone early. But if he's there, I wouldn't mind. So I'm not listing everybody, but if you get a chance, take a look at the Bread and Hova group page, and take a look at my little mock draft that I put together. And I
Hold on a
thought,
second. I always go by the page a lot, so just let me see if I can still get it.
yeah, if you can check,
Yeah, hang on a
yeah,
second. 'Cause I always go by the page, just before I
yes, yes,
come over to the show. So just let me see here.
yes. I got a couple of goodies on there too,
Hang on,
Lou.
hang on a second. Let's see if we still have it.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. We get it. It's called Falcons mock draft.
yeah, I see it.
Yep, 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 yep.
All right. Uh, hmm,
Yeah, yeah. So we only got 5 picks, no first
yeah.
rounder, and so it starts at number 48. So I think it was okay. I think it was decent. I don't know if it happened, but the fun thing about these things, Lou, is to
So
see how far.
why would you give Lawson and Jones only a C?
I don't know why they gave me that. This was Pro Football. This wasn't ESPN. This was off of Pro Football Network, and so PFF. And I don't know how they go
Oh
about.
yeah.
Now
Pro Football Talk.
yeah, and so they
Oh
have
yeah, I
a
know they are.
yep, but they have a formula for these grades. They
Yeah.
got it at the bottom, and they have a formula in terms of just 5 different categories. And
Look,
so, based on
they
how
can't
you,
be any worse than Mel Kiper. Okay, they can't be any worse than him.
oh my goodness,
That idiot.
no, exactly. So that fool has the Falcons picking a receiver at 48. Hello, hold up, hold up. Zachariah Branch. It's like, nah, man. This is my thing, Lou. I think if you really want to start building a successful team, look at how the Patriots in Seattle did it. You got to build the trenches first. Defensively, you
Well,
got to
yeah,
build
but
a
they
front
cheat.
seven.
The Patriots cheat though. I mean, that's we can't count that.
Yeah, and if you can get, when you get a receiver, but if you really don't have the quarterback to get him the ball, or if the quarterback didn't have time to get him the
Yeah.
ball because the offensive line is mediocre at best, which is the Falcons, then
You won't go with mediocrity.
right, right. And so it'll be extremely hard to, win a lot of games that way. But Lou, also on that page, and we're gonna get into it in a few minutes, is
Yeah.
um the and we talked about it yesterday. And go ahead and just pick one. I just ask everybody to just kind of pick who they think is going to win the Eastern Conference Championship and the Western Conference Championship. Just kind of see what the temperature is, and so just
Yes.
pick one. And so we talked about it last week. So I went with Boston and in
Yeah.
Oklahoma City. And so if you could pick one of those and pluck one of those out, that'll be really cool.
Well,
But
I'll give you. You're half right.
yeah, I know we talked about it last week. We all went with OKC, but some of us went with Denver. I mean, some of us went with Detroit, and
Yep.
I went with Boston,
I went with Detroit.
and Hova went with somebody else.
Now you gotta watch. You gotta be careful with this one because with the West. I mean, everybody, of course, the Thunder is gonna be a landslide, but I wouldn't be so quick on it because the Spurs are
Yeah,
surging.
the Spurs are
So
surging. And let's float into some basketball talk. This is perfect timing. So you talk about the Spurs. They lost last night to the Blazers, so that series is tied 1-1. But I think with Wembanyama got hurt, he went for a spin move in the lane and turned around and fell and hit his head on the floor, or he just smacked his face on the floor.
oh
So
yeah,
so he got a concussion. And so obviously he missed the remainder of the game. and they were different. They were
I
scrappy.
gotta give Wimby credit because he's come a long way since his freshman his first year, which was a disaster. I mean,
Yes.
he was so hyped up, and like in the first year, he just completely sucked. I mean, no
Yeah.
question
Yeah.
about it.
He was trying
But
to find his legs. Yep.
yeah, he has really found it.
Yeah. 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 Agreed, Lou.
I
So,
mean, because the first year, I'm like, this is gonna be your next star player in the league. This guy's pathetic. Forget
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Screw it.
Yeah. 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 So, I mean,
And
so that
they weren't good either.
right. Yeah. Right. They were, but what a difference a year makes.
Yeah, because
So
they were the worst team in the league.
yeah, and he makes the whole difference, clogging up that whole offensively and defensively.
Yeah,
So with Wimbiana out of that game, they were able to take the Blazers were able to take advantage with their big men, and now they're tied 1-1. So and when the players in concussion protocol, then that's a problem. You're in protocol. Now he's possibly going to miss another game because of concussion protocol.
sure.
So Hova, I think we got Hova Young. I think Hova sneaking in
I
from
think
in the
he's here.
back door.
Yeah,
Yo,
There he is, sneaking in the back
sorry
door.
about
There
that.
he is.
hey, man. Hey, Lou, thanks for holding it down, man.
My pleasure.
Yeah, yeah. So we were doing some basketball talk, man, and really we had just finished, and we can double back a little bit, man, and head back into it. Talking about the draft tomorrow night. And so Lou talked about the Jets and hoping they don't suck too bad. Like they can't
Hey,
suck.
well,
The season hadn't started, Lou. Be patient. The season they will be okay. And I was looking. I was like for the Jets, and the Jets are number two. The Jets have the number two pick, and we already know that the Raiders are going to go with Mendoza. And
Yeah.
yes,
so, with the number two pick, after that, they can go anywhere. But I think that Jeremiah Love will be a good fit for the Jets, man. I mean, Jeremiah Love in New York, you got a prime running back, probably the best player out of any position that's there. And so I look, that's where I would go if I was the Jets. Any thoughts about that, Hova?
Yeah, man. I think that would be an excellent pick for the Jets. I mean, if you look at it, the interesting thing about the Jets, really, and we talked about this, is defensively, the Jets were not that bad.
No,
Um,
no.
I mean, for the most part, they played pretty good defense. It's just the offense was um, just was not the
Yeah,
best. So yeah, I definitely think getting him in there will help, establish a good running game.
yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, because Bryce Hall is gone. Did you guys trade Bryce Hall? Is he still there? You guys recall that?
yeah,
I can't remember. But
Brees Hall,
Bryce
yeah.
yeah,
is he still there? Is he still? I
I
can't
think
remember.
Bree.
Or did they trade? Or did they trade him? Or what happened there? I don't know.
Yeah,
I probably got to take that one. But
well, right now they just are they basically they're hesitant about re-signing him.
yeah, I got you. I
So
got you. Because I knew it was something. Right. I knew it was something kind of weird with the running back, and and I just saw like, nah, it's too quiet there. Something's going on, and so I mean, you got Love coming out of Notre Dame, which I was telling Lou, I think he's the best player in the draft. That's an easy pick. So you get him and get you some offensive line and block.
Or, I mean, if they can work it out, man, still get Jeremiah Love, and if they work out something with Brees Hall, you got a two-headed monster. I mean, shit.
You got two head a month. Yeah, everybody's got two running backs.
Yeah.
Um, or you trade him and get what you need. Trade him,
Well,
trade Hall
I
and
think,
get some.
yeah, I think either way is a win-win. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree, man. So uh Hover, real quick, man. We don't as with the Falcons, we don't draft until Friday. The draft starts for everybody else on tomorrow, but for us it starts on Friday.
Sorry.
Yeah, man. It's tough. We made a deal with the Rams and got 2 first-round picks last year, which is why, and we probably wouldn't feel bad about it this year if our pick from last year didn't get in legal trouble. So James Pierce Jr. is in a legal bind. We don't know what's going to happen there. Police has been dropping charges and stuff. All kinds of weird stuff has been going on, and so I don't know. It's just kind of what kind of seemed to be an open and shut case. Now it's getting a little muddy, and by muddy that means it's what you can prove, what's going on her side, all kinds of stuff. So muddy is good for Pierce Jr. and muddy is good for the Falcons because the Falcons, unlike Mike Vick, the Falcons are not jumping and saying, "Oh, let's get rid of this guy." I mean, look, you're not paying him any money. He's a rookie. Just hold him there and see what happens. Just hold him. If he goes to jail or something, if he gets out in time, he's still there. Put him in some what do you call it, some rehab classes or something like that. Work on him and bring him in the back door. You got defensive ends. Ain't paid nothing for him that can play the game. So that's and ain't nobody sweating it. It ain't like, because it's not like he was a first round pick, but it wasn't like he was a top 5 pick. So, people ain't, when time passes, people are going to kind of sort of forget about it. So I would keep him on the roster. I would keep him on unless, we find out he going to jail and he ain't getting out for like another 10 years. So, unless they tell me something like that, a year jail time, we can eat that. Fine. Year jail time or whatever. Then the league gonna probably give him 8-10 games, 2 years, whatever. If it runs concurrent, I take that too. So Falcons just need to sit back and see what. But at any rate, Falcons gave up that pick. We don't have it this year, and we don't feel. We wouldn't feel as bad if JPJ was didn't have those problems. Now we kind of feel bad because it's like, look, we may not even have our first pick for next year, at least one of them. And so now our first pick will be in the second round, number 48, which is Friday. So I'll be watching it just to see who's left on the board in the second round. With Zachariah Branch be there at 48. I don't know.
Maybe.
But what you think, Hova? What are some positions in need you think the Falcons need to be looking at?
Well, I think the first one come to my mind is, and I'm always looking at the trenches. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, Brad. I think defensive end shit. Just being honest, man. I mean, I don't think no.
I'm not mad.
I just don't think there's no other way to go around that. I mean, yeah, like you just said, I mean, you hope for the best with Pierce and everything else, but at the end of the day, man, you don't want to hang your head on that. I think you should go ahead and, if it plays out great, that's great. But I think in the meantime, I think you should go ahead and go for the best defensive end on the board, man. That's how I see it.
Yeah,
and lose right.
So
lose right.
I'm not gonna go over all the names, but I did some mock drafts, and so I did about 3 of them. So I put those up on the Facebook Braden Hova group page, so you can take a look at that, Hova. But I mean, my positions, I'm not mad with defensive end at all. I'm trenches too. I want a defensive tackle. I'm sorry. So I went defensive tackle, center, linebacker, right tackle. Last pick is like cornerback / wide receiver. It don't matter, one of those guys for special teams and depth purposes. But if you slide a defensive end in there, I'm good with that too. My only reasoning for defensive tackle is I think that the Falcons are the softest team, one of the softest teams in the middle. I think that most teams ran on us on 4th down, whatever, especially if it was 4th and short. Everybody just ran the ball on us. Take it through the middle. And if you're not solid through the middle on both sides of the ball, you're gonna have problems in a lot of games, which we did last year, can make the difference. And so I think that we gotta be stout against the run. We got to be a little bit more stout. We can't just throw some guys. We need some skill guys. Give me the best guy I can get at 48 that can stuff that middle. I got Lee Hunter out of Texas Tech. So Texas Tech had one of the best defenses in the country. Whole lot of guys, good linebacking crew. So I'd love to get a defensive tackle out of there if we could. And then I would love to get a center out of Alabama. I mean, out of Auburn, which is Kamalou. So we can do that, Hova, and kind of just solidify the middle on both sides. Then all bets are off after that. Just get you get defense, linebacker, defensive end, defensive tackle. Get all in. We want all of them.
Yeah, I mean, because I think on the offensive side, I mean, we know where we're. I mean, we got some pieces in place. I mean, there's going to be probably competition at QB. We got wide receiver. Of course, we got the running back. So, I just think let's just get some defensive pieces, man.
Yeah, and you go. And I was telling Lou earlier, the offensive line is questionable for the Falcons too because Caleb McGarry just retired at right tackle.
Yeah,
and we got Buddy. I forget his name again, out of Kansas City. He all right, but the thing about it, he's prone when he's faced against certain guys on the other side of the ball. He's prone to get offsides. I think the statistics show that he's got the highest foul rate, penalty rate of. He's in the top 10. That's not good for offensive linemen. But when he's good, he's good. So they got to work on that with him. But I don't know. That's questionable. Offensive line is questionable. The center's too small. We need a center. We need one of the best. To me, we got to build that offensive line so that we can run the ball effectively. We got to run the ball, and it can't be Bijan making dynamic plays all the time like PlayStation. We can't. That ain't gonna happen. We just can't. That ain't sustainable. You need an offensive line where, like, we know what we got. We gonna block. And I know Matt Ryan. That's what he wants. That's what he played with. Matt Ryan played with a nasty offensive line. He wants to build that offensive line. So I wouldn't be surprised if we went offensive line in there too, somewhere in there. I don't care. Just build the trenches. Give me some defense. Give me some offensive linemen. And then Ty Grab. We only got 5 picks. I'm good, Hope. I'm good.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think I agree with everything you're saying on that. It's going to be interesting, man. I'm really looking forward to the draft.
Yep. Me too. Real quick, man, and we're going to wrap it up. And we talked a little bit about we already talked Hawks and Knicks and Spurs, Blazers when you came on, man. And when you get a chance, Hope, get on that group page and pick your champion. Who did you say was going to go? I know you said OKC. Who do you think's going to come out of the East? And that's what we want you to pick on the web page.
Yeah. I think the East is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting, man. Right now, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, it could be the Knicks, it could be the Hawks, it could be the Cavaliers. Hell, it could maybe be the Magic. Could be, I don't know, man. These series, they're even up right now until somebody start pulling. So you gotta, except for the Cavaliers, but all the other three, shit, they're even.
Yeah, it's
you took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah. So I think Lou, you got OKC going against who? Who did you have? Was it the Pistons?
I did. I had the Pistons. No, like I said, the tough choice in the Western Conference because, I mean, you do have, of course, the Spurs. I mean, the Thunder, who of course have taken over the entire league, but Spurs are surging, so it's not as easy as I think it's going to be.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's gonna be a cakewalk for anybody really. This is
No.
tough. It's not gonna be a cakewalk. I think with Wembanyama getting hurt from the Spurs really changes the complexion of this series that we didn't. I mean, because Spurs like a number 2 seed. You got a 2 and a 7. And the Blazers ain't no slouch. And so this is gonna be very interesting. Um, and you look at the Nuggets and Timberwolves. Timberwolves down like what 20, 24 or something crazy. And Ant-Man and crew comes back and wins the game. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Uh, and look at the Lakers and Rockets too, man. Lakers up 2-0 on the Rockets. Old man James slam dunking on people behind the back dunk, running breaks. 41
I mean,
years old.
but let's face it, man. I mean, Durant is just not. Um, he's not in his.
No,
You
he's
know,
not.
I mean, at best, you get a good first half where he just balls,
Yeah,
but he can't give you a full
Oh,
quarters of
yeah,
just going at it anymore. I mean, that's just what it is, man.
yeah, yeah. And that that Father Time is undefeated. But LeBron James is trying
as
real
always.
hard to be the first one to beat him. So that's what, and that's one thing I can say. LeBron has done an excellent job in taking care of his body in the off season. To stay lean, whatever diet he's on, man, and cardio, he's doing great. Because you look at some of the old, look at Michael Jordan when he was winding down, when he was 38, 40, whatever, gain weight. He looked like a whole different. He had to play. He was playing power forward, I think, when he retired, man.
Yeah.
You look at it. Kobe had the ankle. He could never get back from the ankle injury. Uh, I saw Kareem his last games. He was just old, man. 7'3", 2, 3, whatever it was, and he was just old. He just slow. Body slowed down. And so that Father Time is undefeated. So you see all the greats that played the game and how they
Right.
kind of slowed down. So, and we're gonna be talking about it some more, and we see where we are in about a week. But I like these basketball playoffs guys so far.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
It'd be better. And the Lakers are strong too. Can't forget that.
Yeah, and Luka Doncic and Reeves are still out.
Yeah.
And they're up 2-0, so Luka can take his time and get help. Man, the rich gets richer. Look, man, let's go ahead, man, and we're gonna wind down the show, Lou. So take us home, man.
All right. Enhanced Sports Show rolls on Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be taking care of the NBA NHL playoffs. I'll also take care of the NBA awards which are being handed out, the regular season awards. We're going to be covering the draft, of course. Now, I can't do it for the whole show, so we got to keep that in mind, but I'll try and cover as much as possible. We'll also do recaps of the Boston Marathon and WrestleMania. I'll have Steve take care of that, of course. Anything with the latest in MLB and the UFL, plus your thoughts and comments. The ridiculous side of the week, this date in sports history, sports trivia, the feel good story of the week, and it's that time again of the month where we do the best and worst, and we'll do the best and worst of April. I think I got a few good picks there, and so my cast and crew. So it's 512-543-4662 from Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't forget to like and share the page, and we're on Facebook Live.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Luke.
Thanks, Lou.
Let's do it.
All right. We want to thank everybody for joining the show tonight. We will see you next week. Same bat channel, same bat time. The next time, you go there.
Speak on it.